I mean, they say again, too. The part that they are saying out there.
Prodigal Parson brought it back.
Oh, he's bringing it. He's bringing it already.
Today was the remix. I felt good about it. All right, you see the squad. We got lots of college coming your way as well. But we turn the page today. Week 4, let's give you a taste of some of the biggest matchups that we are looking forward to in the NFL and what we're looking for. Dominique, Packers, Cowboys, Sunday night. What are you watching?
Oh, Micah Parsons is going to make a statement. I know he's downplaying it, acting like it's just another one of those games. But no, he's going back to Dallas to show Jerry what he's missing out on. And the way that Cowboys team has been playing right now. We're going to get some memes on Sunday night.
We got a lot on that game coming. There's a very interesting NFC matchup this weekend. Kmart, what are we watching? Eagles, Bucks.
This right here, Mike Evans. What will this Bucks offense look like without him? Like he has had sort of lower leg injuries before. I think anything that derails the Bucks every year, it seems like injuries. That's the thing. And they've won all their games, but very close margins. So I'm looking to see how they handle the Eagles down a guy.
And you see this Eagles defense, which has had its moments, but generally hasn't been what it was a year ago. And then we, of course, have Ravens-Chiefs, a battle of 1 and 2 teams. Jeff, what are you watching
I'm looking for these turnovers against the Spags run defense with the Chiefs. That's what's going to keep them in the game. And you've seen Derrick Henry, unfortunately, has fumbled 2 in the fourth quarter, which are devastating. But Spags has made it difficult for this Ravens offense in the past. But this Ravens offense has been really good this season, and so this is the key to the game. Are those two units and how they play against each other? They're going to have to find a way to get some points against the Chiefs.
So those are some of the most interesting matchups of the weekend. But maybe all of a sudden, the most interesting is Giants-Chargers. Because the New York Giants are sending Russell Wilson to the bench, and they are starting first-round rookie Jaxson Dart after starting this season 0-3. His first start comes at home against the Chargers' ferocious defense. And as soon as this was announced yesterday, our buddy Joe Fortenbaugh, who is our betting expert, sent me these stats. If anyone loves facing a rookie quarterback, it is Jim Harbaugh. In his career in the NFL, he is 8-2 when facing rookies, 4-0 with the Chargers. Wow. He's 7-3 in those 10 games against the spread. So for what it is worth, ESPN Bet has the Chargers favored by 6.5. Joe sent me a text yesterday in capital letters that said, give the points. So we'll see what winds up happening. Kmart, as I asked you to tell me what happened this week, you said it didn't begin this week. We have to go back to August.
Well, just to get a sense of what the plan may have been for the Giants, during training camp, getting a sense of what that QB room was like. It was like, oh, they're all great. They all love each other. But Jaxson Dart, he was everything we thought. The Giants were very high on him. Guys, teammates gravitate towards him. The sense that even though it was still training camp and preseason, it felt like the lights wouldn't be too bright for him. But the sense I got then, guys, was that, we love him, but hopefully we won't need to turn to him quickly because that means we're playing well. Well, as you can see, the Giants have not been playing well, so the plan changes. Now, internally, they made this move. They're excited about the kid. I can tell you from talking to people outside in NFL circles that they're looking at this somewhat skeptical, kind of saying, well, this is a head coach pulling his last lever. Like this is his best case scenario. If he's going to get fired, he's going to go down with the young quarterback. But Brian Daboll has an opportunity. This is the quarterback he picked in the draft, and he has a chance to run this offense with a younger, more athletic quarterback. So we'll see what the Giants can do.
You are making a lot of noises behind me that sound skeptical. What are those supposed to mean?
And nothing against Jaxson Dart. He's a talented guy, and I wish him the best. But the history of this organization has been kind of poorly run, and it feels like just reactionary all the time. At one point, I'd love for them to bring in a staff and a coach and a quarterback and have a plan. It just feels like it's always reacting to the worst thing that happened before, and it's not like they haven't had good players. And that's the hard part, is that you find guys that have been there who don't have much success go have success elsewhere. It feels like it's more about the Giants than it is about anyone else. And I guess I'm a bit concerned for Jaxson Dart being dropped into this tough situation. I don't have great expectations for him. And again, it's not because of him as we watch Daniel Jones succeed with the Colts.
Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley are 6-0, while the Giants are now turning to the rookie.
Yeah.
So, Jeff, Saturday, I made a list yesterday. I did an hour in New York radio with my buddy Alan Hahn and his show, and I made a list of 4 reasons why you might do this. Without my giving you my opinion, why do you think this
desperation? This is a desperation move. Like Brian Daboll is trying to save his job. Like you're hoping that Jaxson Dart comes in and you win 6 games. But he plays well, Scattaboo plays well, Tracy plays well, Neighbors plays well, and you're hoping offensively you give some sort of semblance that we're moving in the right direction. Look, John, Vera, I can do this, right? Because the reality is you were brought in, and the whole my guy thing, right? Like when coaches, it drives me nuts, right? When he took the job, Daniel Jones was a quarterback.
Yes.
That's your guy, right? Okay, so he wasn't good enough, and then so we're going to move on from him, and then Russ is not good enough. So we'll move on from him. So now it's finally my guy. Well, if you were the QB guru, we haven't had much success to show for this. And I feel like, and I tried to make this point yesterday, it's always someone else's fault. And I'm a bit biased. I'm going to be real. When you watch the behind the scenes with the Saquon move and the whole way it played out, the arrogance that came off on that show, in my opinion, the way that I read it, I was not a fan of, right? I don't care how good a coach you think you are, players matter. And them dudes are who wins games. You've never walked out of those white lines, bro. The 11 that are walking out, they are the ones who have to play well, and you have to get them ready to go play the fastest, freest way they can. And that has not happened for that organization since Daniel Jones took them to the playoffs, right? And that was, however many years ago, and it's a struggle for me.
Also, last weekend was a bit of a reminder that everybody in NFL is good, or at least talented.
For sure.
So, like, when you go on long losing streaks, it's not like a college team where some guys don't belong out there. There are some teams that are just overmatched. In the NFL, every team can be competitive.
That's right.
And the idea that we don't got the right players, like, okay, maybe you don't got the right players to be a championship contender, but to be a respectable, competitive organization,
that's right,
which the Giants haven't been consistently, that's the expectation.
Right.
It's only 32 teams.
That's a great point.
And if you stink, they give you the number 1 overall draft pick every year. So figure it out.
I agree with you completely. I call it the hamster wheel theory, right? Have you ever seen a hamster running as fast as he can and not getting anywhere? That happens in the NFL when the 2 most important people in the organization, which are the coach and the quarterback, are not married up in terms of timeline.
Right.
And it is a mistake that we see teams make every year, and it's so preventable. They did it in Chicago 3 times. It destroyed Mitch Trubisky. It destroyed Justin Fields. And we're hoping now that they can pull Caleb Williams back from the abyss. But he looked like he was in trouble there for a moment. He was on the precipice. Marry up the coach and the quarterback in terms of timeline.
Right.
Do not have a coach who is desperately trying to save his own job.
Right.
Coaching a quarterback who you need to develop at whatever pace he needs to be developed. That is a recipe for failure. It's one of the controllable things, right? There are some things in life you can't control.
Right.
But if you own an NFL franchise, you run an NFL